2023 will be a year for Disney to forget. With challenges in all its ventures, Disney is seeking new strategies to return to its glory days, and the situation seems to be worsening. After reaching a record high stock valuation in 2021, with shares exceeding $180 each, Disney's stock has plummeted over the past 2 years and is currently hovering around $80. There is concern that the decline may persist in the coming years. Furthermore, the company experienced a tumultuous 2022, including the resignation of then-CEO Bob Chapek and the reappointment of former CEO Bob Iger, who came out of retirement to take charge again. Despite the changes, more than a year after these issues, instead of recovering, the company has deepened its crisis, transforming from one of the world's most beloved companies into an adversary for a significant portion of the American population. With a series of controversial decisions, Disney is not only failing to replicate the box office successes of the past decade but also accumulating losses, not only in the film industry. Theme park operations are deteriorating, with dwindling attendance numbers. Even Disney Plus, initially seen as the company's ace to dominate the international media scene, is a cause for concern. But what went wrong? Why is Disney facing so many challenges, and why do they seem to be increasing? In this video, you'll understand what happened to Disney and why 2023 will be a year it would rather forget. Is it true that those who take a strong stance end up losing? To understand Disney's situation, we need to go back to the end of 2021. At that time, the world was hoping for a return to normalcy, including packed cinemas and the full operation of Disney's parks and hotels. Moreover, the company, which had enjoyed success in previous years, heavily invested in the streaming market through Disney Plus, offering its entire catalog of films, series, and documentaries along with those of its affiliates. The market believed that Disney had everything to capitalize on a period of immense prosperity. With money flowing like never before, stock prices soared, and it seemed like Disney could seize significant opportunities in both physical ventures, which had been hindered for 2 years, and the digital world through Disney Plus, potentially surpassing Netflix and cable systems. The problem arose as the company planned to expand its initiatives, renovate its parks with new attractions, and simultaneously create a large volume of content for streaming and cinemas. The reality turned out to be different, and whether they like it or not, Disney is to blame. This aligns with the stance the company has taken in recent years. Known for being a family-oriented company promoting timeless values like family, friendship, and courage, Disney has radically changed its editorial approach based on the principles of the so-called woke culture. In summary, woke culture is a term originating in the United States used to describe a set of ideas and practices related to abstract concepts such as justice and social consciousness. The term woke is a slang expression that means being alert, awake, or conscious, especially regarding issues of discrimination, inequality, and social injustice. In practice, the woke culture claims to have a heightened sensitivity to identity issues such as race, gender, sexual orientation, and other forms of diversity. According to its advocates, the goal is to promote equality, inclusion, and social justice through ongoing discussions about privilege, discrimination, and systemic inequality. This line of thinking is widely present in American society, particularly among the younger generation, and has significant support within the Democratic Party, while it is largely rejected by the Republican Party. Similarly, this perspective is also shared by a majority of actors and artists in Hollywood and the mainstream media, especially in major hubs such as New York and California, where Disney's film operations and the company's original theme park, Disneyland, are located. In recent years, Disney has aligned its scripts and presentations with the values advocated by this culture. The key expression guiding the company's initiatives in recent years is DEI, representing diversity, equity, and inclusion. Within this framework, Disney has chosen not only to produce films as it always has but also to include social messages in its works. At the same time, the company aims to please various minority groups and market niches, emphasizing what it calls inclusion. Whether right or wrong, these values often clash with the timeless values built by the company over the years, dividing the audience that frequents Disney parks and watches its films and series. Do you believe that a company should take a political stance? Beyond this clash of values, Disney itself has frequently taken positions in American society, not only on topics related to woke culture but also directly in the American political landscape. This is especially evident in the conflict with the Republican governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis. The trigger for the dispute was the discussion of a law on sex education for children in the state of Florida, where Walt Disney World is located in Orlando. In this dispute, Disney opposed the project, claiming it was prejudiced and discriminatory. However, many Americans saw Disney's stance as not only contrary to their own values but also as an affront to everything Disney had built over the years, a world of fantasy, tranquility, and timeless values that have fueled the imagination of children worldwide. Especially from a company that sells dreams and not a political actor, as it has become in recent years. By supporting a project with an adult-themed topic, Disney ended up infuriating parents not only in the United States but also in other countries, leading to a significant boycott that has lasted for at least 2 years. Today, Disney has become the primary target of the phrase, "Go woke and go broke." And the confusion didn't stop there. With a series of special concessions and permissions, the Disney World in Orlando operates almost like a parallel city within the state of Florida, enjoying a set of unique rights and conditions. However, amidst the conflict, Governor DeSantis decided to attempt the revocation of a significant portion of these long-standing concessions and permissions as a way to retaliate against the company's offensive in the political scenario. This initial move by Disney sparked a new and heated debate among Republicans, Democrats, and even independents. The disputes revolved around what the company should or should not have, as well as whether it should or should not express opinions on American political life. Consequently, Disney, once beloved by all Americans, came to be viewed as a company with values and flags that favored only a portion of the American population. This position found widespread support among Republican Americans, as well as some with no defined position and even Democrats. In this context, Walt Disney's company has since been subject to a severe boycott that has persisted for years and appears to be growing stronger every day. In an attempt to align with the ideas of a political group, Disney ended up irritating a significant portion of its former customers, an arguable move that pitted the giant against many of its loyal customers of decades. The boycott began by encompassing all types of products or services from the company, primarily affecting a segment that seemed immune to any crisis, the theme parks. Regular destinations for tourists worldwide, especially from America, Disney parks experienced a steep decline in attendance and, of course, revenue this year. While the final year-end figures have not been disclosed yet, it is known that the boycott caused a substantial drop in park attendance, regressing to numbers from decades ago. Even traditional holidays like Independence Day did not draw as robust a crowd as the company used to experience before the health crisis and the controversies involving the Florida governor. In its defense, Disney argues that factors such as inflation, the intense heat during the American summer, and Americans' desire to explore destinations in Europe post-pandemic were the true culprits for the low attendance. Regardless, the situation compelled the giant to implement a series of promotions with substantial discounts in an attempt to regain the lost park audience. Moreover, the boycotts extend globally to cinematic works and licensed products. Beyond the large group leading the boycott, numerous regular viewers who avoid any political stance and only seek a good film are choosing not to watch Disney's movies. They constantly complain that Disney's current works are more focused on pleasing a specific group or conveying political messages than actually telling good stories and creating impactful films, as it did for decades. This is evident in the recent failures of Lightyear and Strange World, respectively the 10th and second largest failures for the company so far, resulting in almost $500 million in losses for the studio. Additionally, there is significant criticism of films and series prioritizing quantity over quality, as seen in franchises like Star Wars and especially Marvel, as previously discussed in a video on this channel. As a result, the giant corporation has started witnessing failures and even substantial losses in its major divisions, including Pixar and even Marvel, as seen recently in the movie, The Marvels, which will incur such significant losses that it won't be reported in the coming weeks. Furthermore, Disney+, which seemed to be Disney's salvation and an antidote to Netflix's rapid growth, has turned into a new and significant problem for the giant. This is because, despite having more than 180 million subscribers, considering all the additional initiatives like Hulu, StarPlus, ESPN+, and other smaller businesses, gaining an additional 7 million people just in the months from June to September this year, the billion-dollar endeavor is still in the red. The same holds true for competitors who are still seeking the ideal way to balance their books. In this regard, Disney+, which was seen by investors as the company's silver bullet, turned out to be a mystery. It currently captures the attention of many, but it also grapples with both quality and quantity of content. Despite having an abundance of titles, Disney's media offerings are not as compelling as initially imagined. As an illustrative example, the expectation is that Disney+ will only become profitable at the end of 2024. In the third quarter alone, the venture recorded a loss of $387 million. With this combination of factors, Disney has been experiencing an increasing exodus of customers, both in its theme parks and film divisions. If urgent changes are not implemented, the situation may worsen. Adding to the challenges, the giant will also face a problem of quantity in new titles next year. Due to a writer's strike and internal issues within the company, several productions were delayed or even cancelled. Even Marvel films, which generated significant box office revenues in previous years, will be limited to just one title, Deadpool 3. To put it into perspective, the company had planned to release 4 films per year. There is already a significant concern about the revenue volume, even with high expectations for the Mercenaries film. With all these elements, the future looks quite complicated for Disney. Especially in 2024, the US will be even more polarized due to the election year, and the tendency is for the dispute to have even more repercussions on the giant, which will still need to resolve its internal issues amid a true whirlwind. Will Disney return to its glory days? Share your opinion with us.